Hello and welcome to your practice. My name is Keegan, the Balance Nomad, and today I'm going to be taking you through this gentle flow for your period. This is going to be a really restorative practice, no strengthening poses, just super calmed, relaxed to make you feel a bit better, relieve some cramps and tension. We're going to start in a seated position, just shutting down the eyes, really connecting with the breath here. I encourage you to place hands on top of the womb space here, really emphasizing bringing breath to this area and trying not to clench, engage our core. We don't need to do any of that today. We do have a lot of excess fluid, bloating, so just really letting ourselves be here, not trying to suck in, nothing like that. Taking some deep belly breaths. And we can just move onto our backs here. We're gonna find a laying butterfly position to start. So just encouraging a gentle opening with the legs, bringing the heels in as close as feels comfortable. Again, we're not focusing on any intensity here. So just choose what feels best for you. We're not forcing ourselves into anything. And once again, in this position as well, I encourage you to place hands on top of the womb space. Just encouraging this practice to be super nourishing and calming. And if it feels good for the last couple breaths in this position, you can choose to keep the hands where they are, or maybe just lifting them overhead, just encouraging a gentle chest opening here. And bringing hands by your side. And just bringing knees up. You can use the hands and just finding some laying windshield wiper motions, just bringing knees from side to side, releasing through the hips here. And turning to one side and just propping ourselves up from this fetal position. And we're just gonna move into tabletop from here. And feel free to take some neutral cat and cows here, inhaling, dropping chest down, and exhaling, rounding out through the spine, bringing chin to chest. And just repeating this a couple times. And just changing it up a little bit here, we're gonna start taking some circles with the entire body. Still kind of taking these cat-cow movements, but instead moving the body in a circular direction. And moving at whatever pace feels best for you. Can really bring the shoulders and upper body into this one as well. And reversing the direction of these circles. Just keeping it super intuitive here. Not really focusing so much on what it looks like, but just trying to find some movement that feels really good for your body. And taking one more. And just coming to a neutral spine here. We're gonna find a low lunge, starting with bringing the left foot in between the hands. And you can stay on fingertips, palms. It is optional to come up onto the knee, but that one does require a little bit more energy. So feel free to just stay nice and low, sinking into the hips here. And from this position, we're gonna bend into that right leg, propping it up like a little kickstand and just coming to this gate pose. So creating a 90-degree angle with that leg. You can keep your hand to the inside of the knee, slightly pressing it away. And just bending up and down from this position. And from here, just straightening through that left leg, pointing toes forward, bringing that right hand to the mat, inhaling that arm up and bringing gaze up to the sky. And from here, dropping that right hand and just coming to tabletop. We're gonna be facing the opposite direction as where we started. And we're gonna find this sequence on the opposite side. So this time bringing the right foot forward to our low lunge. Choosing your arm variation, maybe staying low or coming up high if that feels good for you. And just here for a few breaths. Trying to use the exhales to move a little deeper or release a bit more tension in the hips. And bending into that left leg. Once again, creating this kickstand and finding our gate pose, bringing right hand to the inside of the knee, just slightly pressing it to keep this nice bend going. And just moving up and down from here, bending into the right leg and coming back up. Just moving here for a few breaths. And releasing out of this pose, pointing those right toes forward, bringing the left hand to the mat and reaching over, bringing gaze up to the sky. Dropping that right hand and coming to child's pose. Optional to take extended child's pose or child's pose with the knees together. And walking ourselves up with the hands, coming to a seated butterfly position from here. So creating this diamond shape with the legs, just like we were in our laying butterfly. Remembering the closer we bring the heels in, the more intensely we'll feel this. So just choosing the most appropriate distance for yourself today. And shutting down the eyes, we're just gonna give ourselves a little massage here. So starting with the feet and moving up to the ankles and to our calves, just giving ourselves some extra love during this time in our cycle is so important. And moving hands up to the thighs and the hips. Maybe giving yourself a little neck massage here. And we can release the hands down. We're just going to move back to our laying position and moving into our laying pigeon pose, creating a figure 4 shape with the legs, bringing that right ankle to the top of the left knee, staying here if this is enough for you, or reaching through, grabbing onto that left knee with the hands. And optional to stay nice and still here, or maybe a bit of a rock feels good for you. And dropping that left foot down and finding this on the opposite side, bringing that left ankle to the top of the knee, staying here or reaching through, grabbing onto the right knee with the hands, and choosing stillness or maybe a bit of a rock. And releasing this right foot down, just coming into happy baby from here. So grabbing onto either the big toes with the index and middle finger, or to grab the outside of the feet. This one's a little bit more intense, so just choose what feels best. I personally like to just grab onto the big toes so I can make sure I'm pressing my entire spine into the mat. And just like we did in our laying pigeon pose, feel free to take a bit of a rock here if that feels good. Maybe you straighten into one leg and straighten into the other. Just moving intuitively, whatever feels best in your body right now. And releasing feet down, just coming into our final asana, finding some spinal twists. We're gonna inhale, bringing that right knee in towards the chest and bringing it to our left side. Stretching out through that right arm, bringing gaze to the right fingertips or shutting down the eyes here. Also optional to keep that left knee bent as well if you need a little bit extra support. Rocking ourselves back up, giving a squeeze in with that right knee, straightening through the right leg, bringing left knee in towards the chest, finding these spinal twists on the opposite side, bringing that left knee to the right side, stretching through that left arm, bringing gaze to the fingertips. And squeezing that left knee back into the chest. You can bring up the right knee here, just giving yourself a little hug, making yourself into a ball, maybe rocking back and forth to massage out the spine. And releasing into Shavasana. We won't be here too long, and I know it can seem tempting to just stop the video and go about your busy day, but it really is so important to find this stillness at the end of our practice, especially when it's our time of the month. It's a great time to remind us to just slow down and honor our body. So once again, the option to place hands over the womb space is here for you, if not, just keeping arms out wide. And I'll call you back when it's time to reawaken. And wiggling through fingers and toes, just reawakening through the physical body. Can inhale the arms overhead, taking a big stretch like we just woke up in the morning. And turning to our favorite side, just finding a little fetal pose here for a breath or two before coming up to seated. And coming to our seated cross-legged position to close out our practice. I'm gonna chant Om one time. Feel free to join me here. Inhaling to chant. Om. And bowing ourselves forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today, especially at this time of the month when motivation can be hard to come by. Definitely, I know the struggle. And if you enjoyed this video, I do have a few other period videos as well as a luteal phase video. So definitely check those out no matter where you are on your cycle. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this practice, and I hope to practice with you again very soon.